Hey Gators and sports fans, get all your Gator talk, news, analysis, and opinions on the Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning podcast. Find us on your favorite podcast platform or watch us on Facebook Live between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. every weekday. Pod Up, because we are Gator fans. So say it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Good morning and welcome to a Wednesday edition of the program. It's Matthews in the Morning, brought to you by the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. We got JC lined up. We got a couple other people that I don't know if the text didn't go through, but we may have guests, we may not. Whittemore is out of town on spring break. So we're going to take your comments, your questions, and talk a lot of sports with March Madness kicking off, and I need somebody to log into my computer here. Never mind, I got it now. Okay, so good morning, JC. You're on the Titan MR hotline. How about that?
Hey, here I am, baby. You know, our reach is massive here on the podcast. I met some folks last night as I was out after I played tennis for 2 hours. And they said they love our program in the morning here. So I guess we're doing something right, or you're doing something right, because you have a following, QB. It's very encouraging, I guess is the word. Yeah.
Are you encouraged?
Yeah, I think it's good that, you know, we bother to wake up every day and do this, and you do. I do it 3 times a week. And I like hearing folks comment on, I guess, what we're trying to do here. What are we trying to do here, QB? What exactly are you trying to do here?
We're just trying to entertain people around the world. Lauren says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Melton Law, the only official law firm part of the Florida Gators. Wright State in Dayton, Ohio is going dancing. JC, do you know what Wright State's nickname is?
I watched them last night. I did.
Who did they beat last night? Cleveland State?
No, they beat the Colonels. They beat the Colonels. And
they didn't.
Wasn't it Northern Kentucky?
They're Norse.
Huh?
They're not the Colonels. They're the Norse.
Northern Kentucky.
Norse.
Eastern Kentucky. Who the hell was
Kentucky's the Colonels.
Excuse me, Eastern Kentucky. I beg your pardon. They beat Eastern Kentucky, and
no, they beat Northern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky didn't even make
lost to Delaware. That's right. They lost to. Did they lose? No, that Wilmington.
You have not seen Eastern Kentucky on TV. Let's just leave it there. Okay, you're on a sports show. You sound silly right now.
Oh dear.
So anyway, Wright State. They're the Raiders.
Okay. The Raiders.
But their mascot is like a dog. Makes no sense.
Okay. Well, listen, they came back last night. They were down 14 and won the game. And good for them. God bless them. Yeah, Dayton, Ohio, right? Isn't that where they're from?
I think so. But Lauren is from Ohio, and he obviously is a Raider fan. But I would like Lauren to let me know why their mascot, being a Raider, is a dog. I'm pretty sure it's a dog. I'm pretty good when it comes to these mascot things, JC. So
yeah. Well, these preliminary, I guess you could call them preliminary games for that. They have not failed to entertain some really, really exciting games. This is an indication of what we have to look forward to, man. We've got it coming on, and the SEC tournament starts. At least I know this. The SEC tournament will start tomorrow. Tonight. And then tomorrow, Florida will get to play at Texas A&M in Tampa. Now, QB, explain to me this. Do you think it's a good idea that the SEC tournament is in Tampa, or should it be in, say, like maybe Nashville or Atlanta? And then you have the ACC tournament, which I know should be in Greensboro, North Carolina. Somehow somebody came up with the idea of playing that one in Brooklyn, New York. Yeah. Now, that makes about zero sense. Big 12.
Go ahead.
The Big 12 tournament is in Kansas City. I kind of get that. I definitely understand that the Big 10 should be playing in Indianapolis. And speaking of the Big 10, for all of the love that it gets in such a wonderful conference, tell me, QB, when was the last time a Big 10 team won a national championship in college basketball? Do you have any idea?
It would be Michigan State.
And how long ago was that?
That was in 2000.
22 years. Meanwhile, the Big East, which kind of broke up and scattered, but still kept its roots as a basketball conference in some respect, has won something like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 championships.
Well,
So,
they've been all Villanova, right?
well, maybe, but they've had that, and the Big Ten has had absolutely zero success in the last 22 years. And then, of course, the Pac-12 championship, Pac-12 tournament is going to be in Las Vegas. Now, I can see that. So I don't know. I just think Tampa is a weird place. I don't know what kind of turnout we're going to have. I don't know what kind of crowd. But I'll tell you this: Friday afternoon and Friday night, you're going to have 4 of the best teams in the same building in the entire country play a basketball game, and I think that is a very attractive lineup of entertainment for you in basketball. So the tournament time is here, and I'm very excited about it. I'm going to, be entertained by that for sure. I think Florida and A&M should be a good way to start it out. I think it'll be
it's a bubble game for both teams. Andy says the SEC tournament will be in Nashville for like the next. I think Nashville's the best place for the SEC basketball tournament. They should leave it there and not move it. Dan thinks the tournament should rotate cities.
Okay. Well,
so Lauren says it wasn't a dog; it's a fierce wolf raiding the wilderness. Is what their mascot is. It looked like a damn dog, coyote or something, but it was very interesting to me. The Big East still claims the Syracuse national title in 2003.
Oh, QB. The other one for you is the leading scorer in college basketball. Do you know what school he plays for? And this will surprise you.
Yes, he's at. It's a. I don't even think his team does. Is it Bryant?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Bryant. Very good.
He's the Bryant Bulldogs. They're a very good basketball team.
Good.
Be careful.
They beat up on their biggest rival last night. There was a fight in the game in the stands between the fan bases, between them and a school called Wagner. And Bryant played them last night on their home court, beat them. And then we had violence in the crowd last night. So Peter Kiss is the guy's name, and he plays for Bryant, and they absolutely bombed Wagner. So that is a team that could be like a 12 seed or a 13 and shock somebody. So this is what we look forward to, is like who on the bracket. You look at these teams, Longwood and Bryant, who the heck are they? And so
they come from those small conferences. Yeah, Longwood has never made the dance. The Jackrabbits of South Dakota State, you can book it. I don't know who they're going to play in round 1. They're going to win. I'm calling it right now.
Booking it.
We're going to get to the NFL in just a second, John. But here's the other thing. So I'm flipping around the channels. I don't know if people saw this, but JU, who is under the leadership of Mincy, who was a coach under Mike White, year 1, they go to the championship game against Bellarmine. I may have pronounced that wrong. A school out of Louisville, Kentucky. They play it. This is it's either their first or second year in Division I. Okay. Well, the NCAA has a rule where when you jump up to Division I classification, you're not eligible to go to the tournament for 3 years. So Bellarmine beats JU to win the Atlantic Sun, but they're ineligible to go. So who do you think should go represent the league, JC?
The Atlantic Sun? Well, I would guess it would be JU if they beat JU.
No. So JU upset the previous game. They upset Jacksonville State, who was the regular season champ.
Oh, then I would.
So they get to go.
Yeah,
that didn't make any sense to me.
Well, they won the regular season.
I get it, but it's crazy.
Let me tell you what I think is crazy, QB. What I think is crazy is that this kid gets an entire season to watch the NFL, not play, because he got bored and threw money down on a parlay. The real crime he made was thinking he could win an 18 parlay. That is the real crime he had. But I was stunned.
What did that have to do with Bellarmine not making
nothing? Because I didn't want to talk about stinking Bellarmine. But I will tell you that the biggest issue to me this week was Calvin Ridley getting a year, which, by the way, does not come without precedent, because there are a couple of other players who gambled on football that also got a year suspension. So it's not like this is the first time it's happened. But when you got Kareem Hunt getting
Who else
8
did?
games, there are a couple other players. One played for the Bengals and one played for, I think, the
Recently?
Raiders. No. In the past.
Well, see, here's the thing. I talked about this on my show with Buddy yesterday.
Okay.
I understand the integrity in the NFL. I've sat through so many of those meetings about not going in casinos, not betting on your sport, your game, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's hypocritical now in the National Football League.
Well,
you
you're
have
saying
six or seven sponsors
well,
of DraftKings, Caesars, MGM, all these places, commercials during the Super Bowl, the Mannings doing commercials, promoting the league. That's where I have a problem with it.
Well, QB, you know as well as I do that this is about, the advertising of this. It's about the fans. It's about the folks who don't play. Calvin Ridley knew what the rules were, and he broke them. And that was a rule that was collectively bargained by the Players Association and the NFL. And I'm not saying one way or the other. I think it is disproportionate that he be fined for a whole season. And Kareem Hunt, who obliterated somebody, gets 8 games. Ray Rice initially only got 2 games for beating up his girlfriend in an elevator. Eventually, though, of course, he never played again. But the point is that I think the crime does not fit the penalty. But
what's worse than that is the owner of the Miami Dolphins offering their head coach $100,000 to lose games.
Well, that's still right. That's what we assume happened as well. So I think it's kind of crazy. But QB, it is in the rules. You can't do something like that. And when you talk about the Mannings and you talk about advertising for FanDuel and so forth, that is marketing. This is a guy who's actively playing in the league. And the Mannings aren't playing in the league anymore. And you and me, we are just fans watching. And TV drives everything, right? That's where all the money comes from. And that's why they have these gambling sponsors.
But my point is, I get all that. But in the past, sitting in those meetings, they didn't want to have anything to do with any of the casinos. Now they do. That's my point.
Well, listen, times have changed, QB. You know that.
Okay. Well, then it is what it is. The guy wants to do a parlay, let him do a parlay.
But he's a player.
Right. But he wasn't playing at that time. He was on the roster, but he was not playing.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know how I feel about it. I just have a problem with the NFL taking millions of dollars from those sponsorships. And then I don't know. I just think it's.
I just thought I'd bring it up because Calvin Ridley's a Bama guy, and he's had some. Now we know what his personal issues were when he went MIA during the season on the Falcons. And the other thing though is that it appears that he only bet on the Falcons. He didn't bet against the Falcons. Had he done something against the Falcons, well, that would be a crime punishable by death, right? But betting on the Falcons, so I guess they don't want to have anything to do with any of it. But yet, you're right. They'll take that sponsorship money. But that money is meant to attract people like us. And the players are not. We are not the players. The Mannings are not the players. That's the only thing I would say about it. So,
Bruce Ogre State Farm office's team is dedicated insurance professionals ready to help life go right with the right insurance options for you and your family. They offer the essential needs of auto, home, life, and health insurance, and all kinds of other stuff. Just ask. Visit ogreinsurance.com or call them at 352-240-1779. Speaking with JC here on the Titan Your Tomorrow Hotline. Got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, man.
Dan says, meanwhile, domestic violence gets an NFL player a 3-game suspension.
Well, this is my point. I mean, Kareem Hunt, look at him. Look at Ray Rice. Initially, Ray Rice only got 2 games. Hunt got 8. He's back. You had, what's the guy's name? Peterson beat the hell out of his kid with a stick, but he's out there running the damn football. They're going to do what they're going to do. But it is, it is clear that if you play in the league, man, you can't be parlaying. The biggest thing that I was concerned was this guy thought he could win an 8-team parlay.
People have done it before.
An 8-teamer?
Yeah.
An 8-team
People, it happens. It happens. Not very often, but it happens. So we got a lot of college basketball cranking up, obviously. Remember, watch out for the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. They're going to surprise some folks. I don't know who they're going to face in round 1, but they're my team going out on a limb. All right, let's switch to the NFL. A lot of stuff happened yesterday. Aaron Rodgers, now the highest paid player as of now, which I hope they get him some help there. I'm under the belief, and I think Adam Schefter tweeted he's the most talented quarterback to ever play, and he's the most talented quarterback on the planet to ever land on the planet Earth. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented, and then here are these people. Well, he hasn't won this. He lost this championship. I ain't saying anything about wins and losses. I said talent. He is clearly the most talented that's ever played.
Well, they, he wanted Randall Cobb. They got him Randall Cobb last year. He wanted this. They got him that. Look, the Packers. Yeah, you're right.
Well, here's the thing. Did Aaron Rodgers, for the people like you right now, were mentioning that basically, I think you were saying he didn't win in advance. Well, it ain't his fault that a punt got blocked for a touchdown.
They scored 10 points. Where was the offense? Come on.
Well, I'll tell you right now. I would take him over any quarterback there is.
How about Russell Wilson? Did you see that deal?
I did. I think the Seahawks made out like bandits.
You think the Seahawks made out like? What did the Seahawks?
Did you see all the?
I don't know what they got. I don't know what they got. Tell me what they got.
Well, I'll have to look it up. But they got a million picks.
They made out like bandits, but I have no idea. Well,
I mean, what do you want me to do? Memorize the damn? I mean, it's a long list of stuff.
Okay, so they got a lot. They got
like 3 first-rounders this year. First-rounders the following year.
I'm going to tell you, the Broncos will send 2 first-round picks, number 9 overall in the 2022 draft, and a 2023 pick. They got 2 second-round selections, number 40 overall, and a 2023 selection, and a 2022 fifth-round choice. So they got quite a bit. They're also trading Drew Lock and Noah Fant to the Seahawks. So, yeah, they got 4 picks, a backup quarterback, and a tight end going to Seattle for Russell Wilson. So,
yeah, I mean, it's almost like I don't remember back when Herschel Walker got traded, but is it similar to that?
It's a lot. You're right. It is a lot. That's 10 years though in Seattle, man. That's quite a long time. But yeah, he's 33. I say, so what do you think? He's got five good years left. You think so? Look,
he's a good player. It's crazy though that they gave up a lot.
They did, and that's a division, man. That division is you can make an argument that it's the most competitive in football. I mean, you can make that argument. Denver, the Raiders, the Chargers, and the Chiefs. So, yeah, that's the Denver's going to try to get in there and do something fast, like the Rams did last year. I mean, the Rams don't even have a pick in the first 2 rounds for I don't know how many years, but they're going to resign.
Nowadays it's a little bit different. It really doesn't matter, quite honestly, because you can put your dream team together. Nowadays, where back when Herschel got traded. It just decimated the damn Cowboys, didn't it?
It was the
Vikings.
Well,
he went. Where did he get traded from? I've just lost track of that.
Did he go from Dallas to Minnesota, or from Minnesota to Dallas?
I don't know. It's been a long day already.
All day. Well, it also reminds me when Ditka took Ricky Williams and gave up everything for a running back. So in the draft when he took Ricky Williams, won a Heisman Trophy in New Orleans.
It was the Vikings. Coach Odom told me it was the Vikings.
That away, Coach Odom. All right, help us 2 guys in the morning. One sitting in the swamp and the other one in a back porch struggling through this segment. So there you go. Okay, well, sometimes these teams make these dramatic decisions. The Rams did it. They got paid. I remember, like I said, Ditka with the Saints. He took Ricky Williams, gave up everything. The rest of the draft they didn't pick, and the Saints went right in the toilet. So, yeah. I don't know. Denver's going to try to compete now. So they want Russell, and they don't care about their second-round picks and 2 of their first round.
All right, we got some text on the Titan MR text line. I think this one's from yesterday that I missed. It's from our anonymous texter. He says, Buddy acts like he's an basketball expert. Mike White, mediocre with no charisma. Does not generate attendance. Average of best recruiter. He wins $3 million lottery each year. It's same Mike White each year. That's from our anonymous text.
Now, QB, I got an anonymous text that just came through. Actually, it's not. It's from somebody in Texas who said the Cowboys traded Herschel, getting players that were enabling them to win the Super Bowl. That was a beautiful.
Yeah,
karma.
he went from the Cowboys to the Vikings.
Right, and so the Cowboys got a load of players and eventually won a Super Bowl with them.
Yeah, they got 18 players. Dan says here. That's a lot of players.
Way to go, Cow. Okay.
How many did Seattle just get?
Well, they got 2, and then they got 4 picks, so that's 6.
That's all.
Well, they got 2. That, like I said, they got Noah Fant and Drew Lock, and then they got the 2 picks for 2022 and 2023, and 2022 and 2020. So 4 picks. I think that's what I just read. Did I?
I bet they got more picks than that.
You think they got? Well, I just read them to you. They got. Okay, they got 2 first-rounders, they got 2 second-rounders, and they got a 5th-rounder. So that's 5. They got 5 draft picks, and then they got 2 players. Oh, they got Shelby Harris, another player. And then the Seahawks they got 6. I think I read that right.
All right. On the Titan Mart text line, Daryl asked, "Good morning, guys. Could you see an underdog win in the SEC tournament?"
Well,
no.
I tell you, the only one that might catch fire and be able to get lucky is LSU, maybe as an underdog,
Alabama.
But here's the amazing thing: we're going to say goodbye to Tom Crean, and Tom Crean, who coached Georgia and has been miserably ineffective, right, as the Georgia coach. And I sat there and thought about it. QB, tell me why. Is there a reason why the University of Georgia, with all it has to offer, a beautiful campus, resources everywhere, has been a graveyard for basketball coaches?
Hugh Durham did a pretty good job there, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was when you were in diapers, dude. I think the thing is that Georgia is a hotbed of basketball talent. Every single guy playing for Auburn right now, including Jabari Smith, is from Georgia. You've got Atlanta. You've got Macon. You've got places where, there's players all over that state, and that school absolutely stinks in basketball, and I can't figure that out. They've got.
So who do you go hire?
They've got very good academics there, Georgia. It doesn't make any sense to me. It does not make sense. To me, that would be a great job. And somehow Tom Crean has managed to win 1 game in the SEC. Your favorite coach and All-American coach,
he
didn't win 1 game last year. They beat somebody out in the West. But you know what I'm saying? How is it that Georgia's so bad? And that just blows my mind. And Tom Crean's losing his job because of it. Tom Crean's like, what was the big story? Okay, he's related to Jim Harbaugh. Oh, well, okay, there's coaching pedigree there. But you know who Tom Crean is? He's Paris Hilton. He's like Kim Kardashian. Everything out on the surface and no substance underneath. Why the hell is he such a lousy coach? He couldn't get it done at Indiana, for God's sakes. He goes to Georgia.
He went to the Final Four?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, he did have that. Did they really go to the Final Four?
Yeah, well, Marquette, Dwayne Wade.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
That could be another mistake we made on the show today. But
I know for a fact that Georgia sucks. And there's no reason for it. Like I said, every one of those guys, Davidson, Smith, all those good players that Bruce Pearl has been able to create a team with and win.
Well, they're from Georgia. The one guard played for Tom Crean last year.
Right.
At all.
Yeah, he left.
Yeah. Dan says on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mellon, they are not spending any money on basketball. Basketball arena has been a dump for decades.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren says, I will never step foot in Athens. I hate Georgia. Only good thing in Georgia are the chicken wings at Magic City. I don't know what that is. But the only good, speaking of that, the best thing that's ever come out of the state of Georgia is Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yes. That nobody's going to argue about that, even though I have a dear, dear friend who owns multiple McDonald's restaurants.
Oh, you're right about that. You're talking night and day now. There's no comparison.
There is a Chick-fil-A where we often go on A1A and 312 in St. Augustine, Florida, that has literally racing lanes around the building for cars to just circle with the drive. It is the most incredible operation, and I've never seen more cars at a convenience store type restaurant than what we have at that Chick-fil-A right there on A1A. No, it's Highway 1 and 312 in St. Augustine. Unbelievable. I ate there. I couldn't believe the operation that place is. And they don't open on Sundays. So
we got a text on the Titan our text line from William. William says, hey, guys, if the Gators lose to Texas A&M tomorrow, do you think Mike White will be fired?
Well, do you? I don't. I said
No.
this already. I don't think he's going to get fired. I don't think the Gators are in a mood to go on coaching searches right now. I think they're satisfied with what he's given them. And QB, look, you told me 2 weeks ago they had no chance of getting the tournament. If they don't beat Kentucky, they have no chance of getting the tournament. If they beat A&M, well,
unless they win, they got to win tomorrow and then beat Auburn.
Yeah. So
okay,
there's a chance.
There's a chance, but
right
now I'd rather be playing Auburn than any of those other teams, because I'm telling you, the backcourt at Auburn does some of the dumbest crap I've ever seen. They are so athletic and good players, but they are so selfish.
Well, I'll tell you what, I like Ty. I like Wheeler. I like the guys, the big Blue Nation is rolling out there. And if they're
healthy, where Wheeler came from, JC?
Where did Wheeler? Georgia. So, again, I think that's been my biggest point I've made this morning. But Kentucky's poor Alabama, right? They're going to play.
No, not the state of Georgia. I'm talking about he played for the Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah. Oh,
okay, I wasn't sure if you knew that.
Oh, he did, and he left the Bulldogs.
Yes.
Yeah. God.
As did
the kid for Auburn.
God. What's the kid's name at Auburn? The two guard. He played for
JD it JD or whatever his name is?
Yeah, he played for Tom Crean last year too.
Tom Crean, yeah. Okay.
There's rumors I had heard he wanted to come here.
Oh man. Well, getting back to the question, I don't see Mike White getting fired. I don't think Florida's in the mood for it. I think they're going to give him another year at least. Maybe next year he gets some guys in here. And look, Keontae Johnson, that was such a terrible break. I mean, of course it was a terrible break for Florida, but how about for the kid himself, right? To have that condition and not be able to play. And that's just a terrible break. But he would have played for Florida and they would have loved to have him, right? I mean, very talented player. And the Gators, they have to compensate for that. It's hard to do when you lose a player of that quality. So, remember that, folks. Everybody forgets, well, they don't have a player. They had Keontae Johnson. He was a player of the year type guy. And, unfortunately, his health condition didn't allow him to play anymore because his life is more important.
We got Facebook Live here, brought to you by Mental Law, the only official law firm part of the Florida Gators. Andy says, Shane, if the Gators make the tournament, would they be able to beat your beloved Jackrabbits? No. Jackrabbits can score, dude. I like teams that can score.
All right, I'll be getting me a Jackrabbit hat for the tournament. I'm gonna get one there. I think they're purple and gold, I believe.
No, they're not. Royal blue and gold. Come on,
royal. Well, okay, purple, royal blue. It's. But okay, I got you. But either way, I know who they are. All right, I'm all about it. We'll get.
They got that great logo. That rabbit.
You know who else? I'll tell you who else I love is Providence. I love Providence. I think Cooley is a great coach. He's perfect for that school. They love him there. He'll be coach for life there, basically. The school has got about 3,000 students, but then when they play basketball, there's 10,000 people in the building. It's tremendous.
Well, they play downtown Rhode Island.
Providence. That's right.
The Dunkin' Donuts Center.
Yeah, I've been there. I've seen a Boston Bruins minor league hockey game in that building. And but Providence is a team to keep your eye out for. I mean, I think they are they're tied for the regular season or regular season winners?
I think they won their first ever Big East title, regular season title. Dan says on Facebook Live the Jackrabbits have a nice athletic program. They do. They're very good in the Division II level football, usually between them and North Dakota State. So anyway, all right, JC, let's get to our Peachland Dentistry. Gator Nation's number one choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte, surrounding areas. Visit them at peachlanddental.com. It's time for our weekend golf picks. Well, first of all, let's go ahead. Before we do golf, who's going to win the SEC tournament? Who are you picking?
The Kentucky Wildcats will win it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I mean, I'm not going out on a limb here, QB, but if you ask, that's what I'm going to come up with.
I like Kentucky to win too. Who do you think wins the ACC?
The ACC will be Duke. But I will tell you this: if Kentucky and North Carolina is playing great basketball right now, but if Kentucky doesn't win QB, I will go as an alternate pick with the team they would play in the semifinal, and that would be, I think, Tennessee. And what I love about Tennessee is how they defend. nobody gets after you like the Tennessee Volunteers defensively. And if they could score and get the game into the 70s or 60s, 60s, high 60s, low 70s, Tennessee has a great chance of winning too, because their defending is unbelievable. They play defense better, I think, than any team in the SEC.
Yeah, it looks like Gonzaga will be the number 1 overall seed. They won last night, won their tournament, beat St. Mary's 82-69. I believe there's 3 teams out of that conference getting automatic bids. Gonzaga, St. Mary's, and San Francisco. San Francisco is a very good team too.
The Dons are going to be in the tournament. They'll get 3 teams, and those are exactly right. Those are the 3. So, but I think Duke will win the ACC, and in the Big 12, I guess I'll take Kansas. I would hope for Texas Tech, but I'll go with Kansas.
Yes, Coach Odom, FCS, my fault. He says FCS. Damn, know your Jackrabbits. Yeah,
come on.
I still get so confused with FBS, FCS. I liked it back when it was Division I, Division II, Division III.
Or 1AA. Remember that? Remember Division I AA?
Yeah. Hopefully, the big boys will eventually get to the playoff system like the FCS.
Yes.
And all the other smaller
football championship series is FCS. Football bowl subdivision is FBS. Dumb. And look, you're right. 16 teams or 24 teams or however many it is, battling it out. North Dakota State usually runs roughshod, right? But still, you got James Madison in there, some really good teams in FCS football. That's great football, man. It is great football. And when they play their championship game, they all show up in Frisco, Texas, which is a great place to have it. And I've been to Texas when the North Dakota Bison Nation rolls through there, and they're green and gold, right? And it's impressive. It is damn impressive because it's a straight shot from North Dakota straight down to Frisco, Texas, which is a northern suburb of beautiful Dallas, Texas. So I'm all about the FCS Football League. I love it.
I'm all about expanding the playoffs to 24, 26, 28, 32 teams.
These guys got their feelings hurt because Texas and Oklahoma decided to bolt to the SEC, and the ACC guy doesn't like the Big Ten guy, and the Big Ten guy doesn't like the SEC guy. And screw all these guys. Let's get what's right for the fans and what's right for football, and not have to wait for 4 years when the next TV contract is negotiated. They're screwing us all, QB. They don't care. They don't care. I mean, they don't care. SEC pulled in $700 million this year. I mean, but they're going to make so much more in the next TV contract. It's crazy. Each school's going to get $90 million in the next TV contract. And Oklahoma and Texas are big reasons for that. So what I'm curious is how are they going to split up the SEC? What are they going to do about that?
We'll worry about that. I'm more concerned about expanding the playoffs to 16 minimum teams. Every other brand of football in the world has more than 4 playing in postseason.
Yes,
and it just makes no sense. Well, all right, let's get to. Go ahead. We got to get to our Peachland Dental golf picks for the Players Championship, which is going to be horrible weather. We're going to have a bunch of rain delays, probably finish on Monday, I would guess.
Yeah.
All right, JC, I'm going to let you go first. We're going to pick three golfers and then one kind of no-name type player.
Okay. All right. Makes sense. And like the rain is going to slow down these greens and soften them up. I've never really worried about the speed of greens because of how great these players putt. But what it could do is really be an advantage for the longer hitters. And since the rough,
which is everybody on tour pretty much.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to take, shockingly, Jon Rahm is going to be my.
That is like shocking development. Adam Schefter is like he's got shocking developments going across his Twitter feed right now. JC picks Jon Rahm.
Well, and I agree with the glorious Florida golf coach JC Deacon. And so he took my pick because I saw him pick Jon Rahm yesterday too, but that was my pick all along. And I know who your pick's going to be. So just get it out of the way, QB.
I am taking my first pick will be Patrick Cantlay.
Okay. Now that is a great pick. I mean, the guy I think he's clearly one of the top 3 putters on the tour. And these greens are going to be so receptive with this rain. I think it's a shame. All right. That's a good pick. I like it. I'm going to take Roll Tide Justin Thomas. He plays this course pretty well, and he can hit it a mile. So give me JT.
All right. I'm going to take – I think Koepka's going to play well this week. I'm going to take Brooks Koepka.
Isn't he due? That's a good pick. And I think, it would be too easy to say that Scotty Scheffler will be in the top 10 or top 5 just because of how great he's playing. So rather than take the easy road, I'm going to take somebody that has won it before, is not a guy that you would think is a favorite, but is a guy that plays the course well. And that's
Hal Sutton.
Sergio. Hal Sutton. Be the club today. Give me, he beat Tiger in that playoff.
Yeah.
Give me Sergio Garcia. Give me
Sergio.
Yeah.
All right. My last pick of the name players, I'm taking the mullet man, who's one of the best putters on tour too, Cam Smith out of Australia.
Like him. Okay. Cam Smith. So, all right. My lesser named player, who is not a long hitter, but is so consistent with his tee shot, is Brian Harman, a lefty.
Brian Harman, the lefty.
Yeah, I like Brian Harman only because.
Isn't he a Georgia Bulldog?
Well, I'm sure he is. Everybody else is a damn Georgia Bulldog or a Georgia resident or Georgia this. Brian Harman is the guy, though, that's going to come out of nowhere. So that's my no-name guy. So you got to love my lineup, man. Sergio, JT, John Rahm.
You got two Spaniards.
Two Spaniards, right. I'm going international. And then I got the domestic player, JT, and Brian Harman. I think he's Canadian. Is he?
No, he's not.
No, he's an American. He's American. Mike Weir was the lefty who was a Canadian. Mike Weir. So
I'm pretty sure Brian Harman's a Georgia Bulldog. I could be wrong.
He is an American. He's an American. Yes, he is. Well, you could still be a foreign player and go to Georgia, right? I mean, that's
right. But he's not foreign.
Brian Harman, you're right. He's an American. So I've got two Spaniards, two Americans. I love my team. I think my team is set to do what it does, win.
I got 3 Americans and 1 Australian. My final pick is going to be Taylor Gooch.
Oh, wow. Okay. He played okay at Bay Hill.
Yeah. You know where he went to college, right?
No, Georgia?
No.
Okay. Where did he go, QB?
He's from one of the premier golf programs in the country, Big 12.
Oh, Oklahoma State.
He's at Okie State. He's a Cowboy.
Yeah, Oklahoma State. Yeah. Yeah. I really liked listening to and watching your guest, J.C. Deacon, yesterday. I really think, with Florida, the course is fantastic. The facility is third world country. And the ability of his ability, it is. And his ability to really be competitive, get guys in here and play and have to practice there. It's just crazy what they don't give them. But good for him. And, Florida's competitive. This Castillo is unbelievable. I think the other guy, that Fred
Biondi.
Yeah, man. So I'm really kind of interested in seeing how the men do, and if they can pull off a couple more. They won the Gator Invitational, which was expected, but they don't always win it. And I think JC's got something going on because, again, great course, but it's Africa as far as the facility goes. It's horrible.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, and that's something on down the road that the UAA is going to have to address.
I hope.
The small piece of property that they have, it's a phenomenal golf course, but the practice facility is not even close to what these major programs have. JC, before I let you go, I want to get to this day in sports, brought to you by our good friends at Comfort Temp. Comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. Comfort Temp's now hiring team members with all levels of experience. $1,000 signing bonus for qualified positions. Give them a call at 352-376-2366. This day in sports, JC, in 1897.
Oh, okay.
The Cleveland Indians fans start calling the team the Indians.
Okay.
How about that? And then in 1915, it became official. But now, what are they called now?
The Guardians.
No, they're the Guardians.
It's ridiculous what they are. They're Guardians. Like I said, if I was a Cleveland Indians season ticket holder, me and everybody I knew would just take our season tickets and toss them in the garbage can because that's not who they are. Guardians, this Washington Commanders nonsense. but that's what they want to do. This is how they live. Fine, but they're the Indians, dude. They'll always be the Cleveland Indians. I'm sorry.
Before we let you go, Lauren asks, he has a question here on Facebook Live brought to you by Melon Law. Why is Florida's golf course so bad? It's not bad, Lauren.
No, the course is fine.
The facility, the practice facility, it's okay, but it's not it's nowhere close to Oklahoma State, Georgia, Alabama, any of those facilities.
Clemson.
But the layout, the golf course is outstanding for the small piece of land they have there.
I give you that. But for a guy like you and me who want to go hack it up, we've got a parking lot the size of my garage over here, basically. And we've got a restaurant / snack bar, which is an embarrassment. It's the size of this area here. It's an embarrassment. I would be so ashamed to host real golf schools, but they come down for the Gator Invitational, and that's fine. But there's no parking. There's no parking. Where are you going to park? You're going to park across the street at that church? You're going to go in some guy's front yard and, buy lemonade from his kid who's out there trying to make a buck? I mean, it's ridiculous. But I understand space constraints, and I get that. GHS is Buchholz High School is a big issue with all that. They've got some land. I'm looking due west right now from my porch across the 10th fairway and the 18th fairway here at Hawkstone International. And I'm looking straight ahead, and there are tons of acres for golf. And somebody told me that there's a rumor that University of Florida is going to buy all that land, and they're going to put a golf course there, and the Gators are going to play. I just hope I'm not,
you'll be dead.
Collecting Social Security by the time that happens.
You'll be dead, JC.
Gee whiz. I've got longevity in my gene pool, QB.
Well, that's good. That's good.
So,
all right, before we let you go, JC, you are going to go down to the SEC tournament and watch all 4 games tomorrow, right?
Invited to do that, so that'll be tomorrow, and then hopefully, if I can recover and the rain doesn't rain too hard, we'll be going to TPC on Friday. But
JC, are you one of those guys when you go to TPC? Do you wear your spikes? You remember back in the day?
Metal spikes, yes.
Metal spikes. Remember when the fans would be walking on the cart paths in their spikes?
Click, click, click.
I'm like, what are you people doing?
Click, click. No. Yeah, no. I'm really.
That'd be like wearing your football cleats to the stadium. All right, JC, we got to go. We kept you on way too long. That means we got to pay you more. All right.
Good. All right.
JC, join us on the Titan tomorrow hotline. Going to take a timeout, come back. And I guess my guests aren't going to join us today. They're refusing my text. So we'll get caught up on a lot of these questions here. You're watching and listening to Pod Up with Matthews in the Morning.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are MB Listing, McDonald's of Gainesville, My IT Masters, Gainesville Neon and Signs, 84 Lumber, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Avera and Smith, Dowling Signs, Baker's Sporting Goods, Ruse Ogra Agent, State Farm Insurance, Silver Cube Billiards and Sports Bar. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit podupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Are you tired of being sidelined by nagging pain? Hi, I'm Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer and Dance with the Stars champion. Happy to tell you about QC Kinetics and their biologic therapies for treating pain without drugs or surgery.
Are you suffering from chronic pain in your hips, knees, shoulder, or lower back? Are you tired of living with arthritis pain? QC Kinetics offers natural pain treatment that can repair and restore damaged tissue in your joints.
Listen, I know pain, and I've seen firsthand how powerful biologic therapies can be. Patients at QC Kinetics rave about their result because they're getting their lives back. They are getting moving again.
These exciting regenerative treatments used to be available only to pro athletes like Emmett. Now they're available to anyone thanks to QC Kinetics. Call today for your free consultation.
Get long-lasting results from my friends at QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics 352-400-4550. In North Central Florida, call 352-400-4550. QC Kinetics 352-400-4550.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Celebration points where the Gators go to celebrate with premium brands like Nike, Regal Cinemas, Le Macaron, Bass Pro Shops, International Diamond Center, Prime and Pearl, the HBC's restaurant Spurrier's Gridiron Grill, now serving brunch on Saturdays and Sundays. We'll see you at Celebration Point where the Gators go to celebrate. I want to thank JC for joining us on the Titan MR Hotline. It's a good day to sit around and watch basketball. We got a couple of Facebook Lives here brought to you by Melton Law, only official law firm partner of the Florida Gators. G. Lee asks, hey, Shane, do you think DBs and wide receivers should work out together at the combine? No, I think you're going to get too much competitive juices flowing, and somebody may get hurt doing that. That's the only reason. And plus, sometimes one-on-ones aren't realistic, in my opinion, because sometimes it's to the advantage of the wide receiver because there's really no pass rush, and the quarterback can hold the ball while they're working his route against the one-on-one. So it's a good thought, though, G. No doubt about it. I can see why you asked that, but I just think it would be too injury prone. And so I guess the combine's over. I didn't watch it as much as I want. I didn't really watch it at all, honestly. I hope our guys did pretty well. I know Dameon Pierce, I'm anxious to see where he gets drafted. I think a lot of the Gator Nation is excited about him. Everybody thinks he should have played a lot more, obviously, and he shined quite a bit at the Senior Bowl. Andy says, Shane, we love the Gator band, but what happened to your highlight package at the end of the show? We all missed them. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I'll have to ask my producers. I don't watch the end of the show. I'm not sure what's there. We're gonna tweak a little bit of this stuff. We've been running the same stuff the last couple of years. Greg asks on Facebook Live, brought to you by Mello, what is Mike White's recruiting class looking like for next year? I think it's pretty good. I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't really look at it. But I do know for the Kentucky game, supposedly he had a bunch of 2023 kids, like some of the top 5 players in the state were in attendance. So we'll see. The way college basketball is going, it's all about the transfer portal. If you look at all these teams, sure, you're going to have a few big-time kids right out of high school playing, but majority of them, these kids are bouncing around. I mean, we just talked about some of the players at Kentucky. Severe Wheeler came from Georgia. Sheedway came from West Virginia. Their three-point shooter, number 31, I can't think of his name right now, came from Davidson. So that's just the way of the world now. Howard asked, Shane, who do you think is the number 1 QB? Oops, it went away. Let me find it. Who is the number 1 QB in the draft, and where do you think he will go? Boy, that's a great question. Obviously, I don't watch all the tape and everything. I think Kenny Pickett is the one guy that looks more like an NFL guy to me. Everybody's high on Malik Willis. I am not. I don't see it. Nothing against the kid, but I do not think he will be I think he will be a bust. I know a lot of people like his arm strength, which is great, but hell, that doesn't mean a whole lot. If you don't know where to throw it, you can't throw it accurately. So I'm anxious to see where Matt Corral goes. It's not a great class for quarterbacks is what they say, but I think Kenny Pickett is the one guy that looks like an NFL guy. And I know he's got small hands and all that, but hell, he played at Pittsburgh. It was cold there. We got another text here on the Titan MR text line. I didn't say who it's from. It says, went to the Gator softball games last weekend. Very excited. My grandson got a softball from the game. He was so excited. That's awesome. Yeah, they crank up Friday. No, I think it's Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Series SEC play starts against the Mississippi State Bulldogs. they're rolling in town. Greg says somebody's mock draft had the Bucks drafting Corral in the first round. Huh. Yeah, I'm anxious to see what the Bucks are going to do. I think their mini camps here in April will be big to see if Trask actually gets an opportunity. I'm concerned for some reason. It's just my gut feeling that I don't understand why they didn't let him dress out any last year. And I don't know. Andy says, Pot Up with Matthews in the morning. Get the Hail Mary versus Cleveland Browns. I can send you the video. I think it's copyright issues. I'll let all our wizards that do this show figure all that out. But that is interesting about Corral being drafted by the Bucks. Richard says, what games are those and what years haven't been able to find? I'm not sure what that is referring to. Trying to go through these real quick before we get out of here. I think I'm caught up. Okay, so Gators play tomorrow, 1 o'clock against the A&M Aggies. Big game. I'll be anxious to see what the crowd looks like down there in Tampa. So it should be I was going to go, but I don't feel like driving down to Tampa and dealing with it. But should be a good crowd for the Gator game. And obviously the following day, you got the 4 best teams in the conference playing. Should be a good atmosphere. All right, we're going to take our final timeout, come back and wrap up this Wednesday edition.
We want to take this moment to thank all our sponsors who keep the show going and pay the bills. Crime Prevention Security Systems, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. Titan MRI, Gainesville's only locally owned and operated MRI facility. Meldon Law, won't back down. Peachland Dental, Gator Nation's first choice for dentistry in Port Charlotte. Comfort Temp, comfort is our business, peace of mind is our promise. QC Kinetics, live pain-free with QC Kinetics. Great Clips, it's gonna be great. Our Gridiron sponsors are Auto ER, UF Bookstores, Celebration Point Town Center, South State Bank, Chris Doring Mortgage, Silverback Concrete Co. Some of our touchdown sponsors are Campus USA Credit Union, Adams Rib Company, Doreen Wiebe Realtor, Caldwell Banker, MM Parish, Gator Dominoes, Celebrate Primary Care, Gator Bait Media, Okido America, Style Cuts, Big Mills Cheesesteaks. If you are interested in promoting your business on the show, visit potupwithshane.com and click the advertise button. Again, thank you to all the great businesses that support the show. If you like what we are doing here, make sure you follow us and support the businesses that support us.
Hi, Steve Spurrier here. You know, making a reservation at my restaurant is easier than a Saturday afternoon homecoming game against Vandy. You don't have to call or email. Just go to spurriers.com, hit the reservation button, pick a date, a number of guests, and a time. It's so simple, I can do it. In fact, I just did. Maybe I'll see you tonight.
Welcome back to the Crime Prevention Security System Studios, large enough to serve you, small enough to care. South State Bank, we understand that small businesses need a community business partner they can rely on. South State has 4 convenient Alachua County locations. South State Bank, banking for member FDIC. Got a text here on the Titan MRI text line. It comes from Joseph. Joseph says, Shane, you just mentioned that Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback you've ever seen. What about Tom Brady? Would you take him over Aaron Rodgers? Well, we're talking different things here because I won't say I argue with people about this. When I talk about talent, I ain't talking about wins and losses, championships, or any of that stuff. The most talented, God-gifted quarterback I've ever seen is Aaron Rodgers. It's just like I argue with people. If you go through the Gator quarterbacks, Danny won a title, Heisman. Tim won a Heisman and a title. I don't think they're the most talented quarterbacks that played here. That would be Rex Grossman. Clearly more talented, both of them. It's not even close. But he didn't win a championship, so a lot of people would argue with it. But that to me has nothing to do with talent level. Sometimes you're just not surrounded by great talent to help you. And I think that's been some issues with Aaron Rodgers. I know Brady hasn't had great talent around him, but he has had some great coaches. And when you look at the way the Packers have lost some games, they should lose those. But I'm just talking about God-given talent. I think Aaron Rodgers is clearly the best I've ever seen. So everybody's got their opinion. I get it, but he is clearly my number one guy. So just got paid extremely well, and we'll see how it plays out for the Packers. Hope you guys have a tremendous day out there. Stay dry. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care.